Hi everyone, Daisy and Lee from the future.
For those that didn't know, surprise! I still made it. I just clearly there's been some changes. More to come on that, but
So he's here, he's good. It's taking me a while to edit the rest of the videos that we have to post for you. This one you're about to watch is about an hour long. I didn't want to cut through a lot of the boring stuff that actually does happen on TIL Day. We lived through it and someone else is going to have to live through it. So I wanted you to see what the tempo of the day was actually like. I did fast forward through a couple clips of the video just so that you don't have to listen to everything that Lee was talking about with his nurses. But most of the conversation is actually really sweet, so I wanted to include that too. If you don't know Lee, you'll get to know him very well in this video. I also wanted to point out that Lee does experience Rigors the first night that he gets IL-2. I just want to give this as like a forewarning. It's a very, very brief clip.
Daisy's like putting a mic on my chest as I'm shaking. You're going to hear it in my voice, even if the camera doesn't pick up how much my body was shaking. I want to be very clear. I wanted to capture that. This wasn't Daisy being like, surprise, here's a mic. I just physically could not hold on to a microphone.
And I felt weird doing it because when it was happening, I was like, oh my God, someone's going to walk in the room and see me like holding a camera in his face as he's like in significant pain. And it was just a weird experience for me. He is also on Demerol for the latter part of this video. So his personality is a little bit different.
Flat.
I was cracking a couple of jokes during this time because that's what we do. And Lee in the background doesn't look particularly amused.
I had a resting grumpy face. I apologize. It wasn't that I thought you were making fun of me. I just clearly didn't know what my face looked like.
I don't know. You're just going to have to watch it.
Let's just be very clear. Demerol is an opioid. Don't expect like me to be funny or entertaining. I'm laughing at myself because it's so different than how I am on a normal basis. This is not going to be some comedy hour led by Lee on Demerol. Honestly, like watching myself go through like that small clip of going through Rigors, I had a moment where I felt like I got a chill for a moment.
It's too soon.
I was like, whoa, no, here we go again. And no, just seeing it how we processed and how we got through it. Here I am. I mean, we're 2 weeks out.
So that being said, I will not talk any further. You have a long video to watch. I'm working on the rest of the videos. Lee did make it through. Thank you for your patience. And don't be too harsh on either of us and how we acted on that day.
It was a good day.
It was a good day.
Just lots of nerves.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Enjoy. All right. Today is TIL Day, day 0. It's March 19th, just after 1 o'clock. So today, this morning, found out there's 7 other people in the unit that are getting transplants today. Not everybody's getting TIL. It's just being that this is a bone marrow transplant unit, lots of other things. Well, pardon the interruption. Yeah, so T-Day, and yeah, there's 7 other patients on the unit that were getting transplants today. I'm the only TIL, and yeah, it's gonna be 3 bags. We're gonna try and film the thing. I just got permission from my nurse that it's okay to film. I wanted to ask before I just assumed. But yeah, Daisy's here.
Daisy's always here.
Yeah, she's over there. We're still working on fiber crafts. All the nurses are complimenting her plants that are hanging on my IV pole and hanging around the room. I keep wondering where I bought them from. It's cute. It's whimsy. But yeah, we just had to, so the cells got pushed back a little bit because of all the other transplants. So we'll get this party rolling at 2. And yeah, we'll probably have to time-lapse the video because these bags run by gravity, so it's not put on a pump or anything. It's 3 bags total. But yeah, finally here. Get the first IL-2 tonight. Lots of pre-medications. My cell counts are, I've been watching my labs. My cell counts continue to, decrease. Now I'm at the threshold that they started me on. Prophylaxis coverage, preventative with an antibiotic and an antifungal on top of the antiviral that I was already on. And yeah, so it makes it a lot more pills in the morning. I'm sure it'll feel that way tonight too. But get through the first dose of IL-2. We're still talking so far. If things go well, last dose of IL-2 will be Sunday. So 6 doses. And gonna see how I tolerate, where my counts are. Hopefully Monday is just discharge day, the 23rd. Not putting the cart before the horse. That's what I'm trying to tell myself. I just don't want to get ahead of myself. And too many times, like I've just been so antsy to get out or get disappointed when the timeline changes because I got my hopes up about going home. But just try to be realistic this time. I'm not talking, hell, I feel like I'm talking more to myself than I'm talking to you saying that. But yeah, getting things set up. I'm going to relax for a little bit before we get going and make sure the camera's all good to go. Bring everybody along for the ride. Thanks for being there.
I'm ready for this. I'm not surprised it got pushed back to 2 when it was supposed to be at 12. Most things get pushed back. I think that people often make a comment about us that we like things to happen on time. And when they don't happen at the time that they were supposed to happen, it does upset us. I think the important thing to remember here is when you are fighting cancer for years, sometimes you sit in a room for 3 hours not knowing where your doctor is or not knowing why things got pushed back. Living in that environment does make you a little bit more sensitive to things not happening on time because you wonder, when is something going to happen at the time that you told me it's going to happen? Lee and I are both former military, so time is one of the ways that we show other people we care about them and respect them, which doesn't set us up for success a lot of the time when we're in a medical situation because they never do things when they say they're going to. So we have to remind ourselves it's not personal. It's not that they're delaying because they don't respect us, but it does wear on you after a while. And we're 3.5 years into this thing. So we're just waiting. Our nurse said that Lee would be able to film whatever he wants to when it's time for the cells. It might take a little while for the infusion to finish. So they infuse as fast as they infuse and they march right in there and hopefully start gobbling up the cancer. I feel ready. I feel good. I had kind of a hectic morning. I'm sure there are some people out there who can remember every single last thing and be on top of it. I'm not one of them. Even if I make lists, I lose the list or I don't look at it or I just selectively ignore it. So it's a brain RAM problem. I just want to be present, calm, relaxed. I had an extra coffee this afternoon, so maybe I won't be so relaxed. Lee got up today a couple times, walked around, met up with one of our friends who's a nurse in the heart hospital next door and had lunch with her, which was nice to see a friend. And we've just kind of been bumbling around today, not doing too much and just waiting. But all things said, I am really glad he's feeling good for this cell transfer. If he's still feeling good after it, which I'm sure he will be, maybe we'll order out some dinner and get something special that he likes. And tonight starts the IL-2. So we'll see how that goes. I noticed that something remarkably different between this time going through this process and last time is how present I was able to be. The last time it was kind of like I just couldn't wait for every day to be done so that he was one day closer to coming home. And I wasn't able to spend the full day at the hospital because there was no one staying at my house to take care of the dogs. So really I was spending like 5-6 hours at the hospital, and this time I'm spending 12. Being here almost 12 hours a day, we get to ride the waves together of easing into the day, like determining how he's feeling that day, what he feels up for, having like those quiet moments we normally have at home where we're like doing our separate things, but just present with each other. That's something I really enjoy. If you're not married yet, that's like one of the best parts about being married is like you don't have to be doing something with the other person all the time or talking to them all the time, but just feeling their presence in the room while you each do your own hobbies, just having that quiet company. There's really nothing like it. It's pretty cool. So we've had the time to do that. And then there are like busy times of the day where we're trying to coordinate a visit in between when his nurse is coming into the room and when he's getting vitals taken. And sometimes that can be like a flurry. But having those like peaks and valleys throughout the day, it's just nice to be here and like be going through those moments with him, because yes, I see the hard moments. I hear his struggles and all of that stuff. And that's like a lot to carry, but also we've had so many more good moments too. 3 years ago going through this, I didn't get to experience any of the good. It's like I was at home a lot and missing him and feeling his absence. And then when I would be at the hospital, he was never feeling good. I was missing the doctor's rounding because I wasn't getting there early enough. So he'd be filling me in on that. And it left no time after that for a lot of the good stuff. And I know it's silly, but getting to sit in here doing my fiber craft, he's playing his video game. It's like, it's just nice to be. Like, yeah, we're in the hospital, but there's a lot of good within those boundaries of the hospital walls, I think, if you're able to find that presence to be with each other. And like, I don't want to speak for him, but I think he does appreciate my presence here this time because I can kind of settle into the rhythm and not be so rushed or stressed out about leaving to go take care of the dogs and watching the clock the whole time. So that makes a huge difference. And all of that is thanks to my mom, who has been staying at our house this entire time, which has really been fantastic because there was a windstorm for a couple of those days, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and half of our backyard was blowing away. Like just little stupid things, but to not have to carry all that mental weight has been really nice. So now here we are on like T-cell day, and I'm just thinking of everything that got us to this point and made things a little bit easier. And one of the most important things is to like remember to have a little bit of fun. Lee has been having so many of those little moments this time where, you know, he feels good. He feels almost normal. And he just looks over and he's like, it's fun to have fun. I'm like, yes, it is fun to have fun. And being able to have fun doesn't mean that everything is 100% okay and everything's going to be great and fine. And that's it. It just means in that moment, you're just not feeling the weight of it. It's not at the front of your mind. He's still a person aside from that. We can't forget who we are and what makes our relationship special, just because there's this thing happening to him that we can't control. So yeah, in summary, don't know what the next few days are going to hold, but up to this point, I'm just, I'm glad we're here.
Mm-hmm. Kind of looks like a one burner broiler plate.
Some guy on the way up said, "You got soup in there?" No, T-cells.
I mean, you could call it soup, but I don't think it'd be the soup you're thinking about.
It's liquid. That's about as close as
Yeah. It's that soup.
We get all kinds of comments.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, haha, haven't heard that one before. Yeah. Are you ready for me? Yeah. Get the first one out.
Stored on liquid nitrogen, I assume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how they ship them in as well?
Usually they come in something bigger than this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is on liquid nitrogen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Figured that was pretty standard for most cells and whatnot.
Yeah, some of them actually kind of look like something you would hide a body in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're huge.
I guess I would imagine part of that depends on where it's coming from.
Yeah.
You know.
Each manufacturer has their own type of shipper that they send.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Iovance being in Pennsylvania, they're not terribly far away.
Right. Yeah. Okay, you ready? Yep. All right, on the outside I have
born the month I started working here.
601-001A. That's one of the three.
I was like,
Here is
wow.
your
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I don't spear you.
That would be
That would be very nice.
Yeah, definitely not.
So sciencey.
Mm-hmm.
Can you read off the inside before you sign or no? No. Yeah. Some of the nurses like me to read it first. Okay. Bag 1 of 3. Yep. Right.
All right.
So it's gonna take close to 10 minutes to. We have to do it by hand
Oh, wow.
in a 37-degree
Mm-hmm.
water bath.
Well,
So-
good soup takes good time.
That's right. Yeah.
Has to simmer a while.
That's right.
Let the flavors develop.
Oh, that's what you beat me to it.
So interesting.
We do
Mhm.
sometimes carry the, coolers, like a 6-pack.
Mhm.
Cooler. Every time. Someone says, "You got your lunch in there?"
Oh, goodness.
No, not today.
Yeah, I think you don't.
I have to say yes, I'm having soup.
Yeah.
It's gonna be my favorite thing now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's from my own lived experience. I never question or ask, make half-hearted jokes if I see like coolers or big
Yeah.
boxes moving across the hospital. I was an OR orderly once that over a summer, during undergrad, and we were just cleaning and turning over ORs, but the moment the teams realize you're competent, you get called in to help out with things. And I my favorite interaction was the surgeon that I had helped out, a couple times, like running labs and things for him. And he called me in, about how long is your leg? I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah. He's like, you're about a couple, you know, you're close to about 6 foot. I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, go find a box that your leg can fit inside. And I still have no idea what we're doing. No idea. I have no idea what the case is. I just like, this is random. So went and found something. He goes, cool. Be back in 10 minutes. All right. And they hand me come back and they hand me a box and go, will you get this to pathology? It was a patient with very bad diabetic necrosis that they had to do a BKA, and they were about my size, and they needed a box that fit. And so here I am walking across the hospital just with a cardboard box with just a leg in a bag. And so ever since that moment, I'm like, yeah, I just stare at people that were walking across hospitals, like delivering stuff. I just never question anything. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Go on about your business.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
Did you ask the whole leg or?
Yeah, I did. I asked, I'm like, are we talking up to the knee? What size box? He's like, I don't know, maybe about yay big. One of my most rewarding experiences in pharmacy school was I did a 2-month rotation in ambulatory care with my site was Outpatient Care East. Okay. And they have a really, really good ambulatory care pharmacy service there that they do, they do a lot over there now. Even beyond just like hypertension and diabetes, they also do smoking cessation, weight management. They have a ambulatory heme service over there as well. But yeah, working with our patients with diabetes was honestly the most rewarding conversations, because when you could have those moments of championing somebody, of talking through life changes and how what we can do to help, and just always seemed to be a patient population that just they appreciated somebody spending a little bit of time on them. And that's what I really got out of it. Like, I didn't care that I would get chastised for my encounters taking longer than normal, but I'm like, nobody's ever leaving here angry,
Right.
or feeling like they weren't listened to. So get over it.
Well, and it makes all the difference in the world in some populations.
Yeah.
That somebody did take the time.
Mm-hmm. That's when I like, when pharmacy gets utilized in that kind of manner, like used at the the highest level of the training.
Yeah.
It's really nice, because it even helps just make every other person on the team that much more effective.
Right. Yeah.
I just wish more there was more appreciation for that.
Yeah.
Cloudy.
Yeah. Feeling for where it's starting to thaw.
Yeah, I see that.
And then helping it along a little bit.
Yeah. Those are the cells.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Soup's done?
Almost. Can't put the quartz under the water, so I gotta do that by hand.
How many mLs did you say this was?
You said 100 total or 100 per bag?
Per bag.
Per bag.
So, yeah, 300.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Yeah, we're on your timeline. You tell us to chill out.
Feeling very powerful.
Yeah.
Personal touch, like it's made by hand.
Yeah, literally.
Yep.
Here we go.
velocity to it that you
Yes, I can
can see
visualize.
what you're
Mhm.
actually doing.
Yes, the clear ones are tough.
Yes. The clear ones, I usually hold the tubing until it feels cold, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, there you
now
go.
it sucks.
Yeah, that's a really good way to look at that.
I was just trying to see what
Oh,
type of
oh,
cap
gotcha.
it was on these.
Nice and tight.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard when it mixes with the saline. It's a little more clear.
Yeah, I certainly can't tell. Like if my feeling of cold over here is psychosomatic, or
yeah.
I'm like, I don't quite think that's hit me yet.
Right. Still got a little bit to go. Yeah, I think we're just about there.
Yeah.
All right, so start time 2:28.
Okay. So that took 9 minutes to thaw. If you want to take that into consideration when, as far as telling me when to thaw the next
When to
one.
pull next bag. Yeah.
His coworker got that for him. And I'm like, this is the most random gift. I love it.
Yeah, I know. It's cute though.
It's like for kids, but it's cute. It's a video.
Oh, hi.
You let me know whatever you're feeling, anything different than
Nope.
how you felt before, okay?
Nothing at all.
I'll be taking some frequent vitals.
Let's see my latest dog picture.
Yes. Oh, I love her. What's her name again?
This is Erin,
Erin.
and she's like, I don't like this, but
Yeah.
I'll do it anyway.
Yeah. She's like, whatever mom wants.
Get lucky. Get lucky.
Yeah. Going good?
Yeah.
Does it feel cold?
No, actually.
minutes, I'll get a set of vials and then I can increase the rate to 300 an hour, which I think would be just wide open.
Yeah, I don't think it was stripping any faster than that. Taste.
Yeah.
And it's usually the person with them that
Mhm.
uses the smell.
Yeah, as you're just kind of as you're off gassing it.
Yeah.
We do have hard candy down in the lab. I can.
Oh no, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine
if
with it.
starts to bother you,
No, no, no. I speaking from as someone that was around, I did some undergraduate research that used a lot of DMSO, and that's where I learned that that's the canned corn smell, and I think I just got used to it, so it doesn't bother me.
Sometimes people get a tickle at the back of their throat from it.
And for the subsequent bags, should I turn the rate back down? Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Go up for 1 minute.
And if you're not at the rate you think, if you try to raise the full and see if it will
Okay, go faster.
If
Mhm.
gravity will give you the help.
Gravity.
All right, tight squeeze on that arm.
Yep, no worries. Got you.
Thank you much.
Mm-hmm.
$98.4.
Cool.
Did you get a feverish last time?
Mm-mm.
Do you have any like?
I don't think I had any like noticeable side effects last time. I like being boring medically.
You're not. I'm sorry.
I know I'm not. Obviously I'm not. We're here. But from time to time I like being medically boring.
So how long had you guys been married before you started dealing with this? Or were you
We've
dealing
been
with
married
it
10
before?
years and we've been dealing with this for like 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Lee, you feeling good?
Yeah,
You
feeling
okay?
good.
Perfect. Just gonna increase the rate here.
Yeah.
Candace is
Lead
like,
on.
I got a hot date. I got someone to for you.
Unfortunately not. You're stuck with me. You can start defying the next one here.
Liquid nitrogen is cool.
Science.
It's fun to play with. Safely.
My mom really wants grandkids, and I'm like, what about 60,000 bees?
Right? 60,000 bees, yes. These are your grandkids.
Right, exactly. I'll do you one better. I'll give you a whole set of bees.
So pretty. I love it. Juicy. It'd be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
You feeling okay?
Yeah. Doing okay.
I was just thinking he looked a little more flushed. Than
You look a little pink, yeah.
Coloring is
That
different.
can be totally normal. That's the
Mhm.
DSMO.
Yep.
Sure you know all about that. Frog makes you look a little better. Some makeup, right? Yeah. Bring some life to your face.
So thanks.
I'm gonna just raise your back here.
Okay.
Just help my back out.
Mm-hmm. Apparently I'm looking a little flushed. No.
Yeah.
Because I have a tickle in the back of my throat, so.
Do you want some candy?
Oh, I wouldn't say no.
Okay, he does want some candy. The answer is always yes. He just doesn't want to sound like a candy fiend.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
We have Werther's, both regular and sugar-free. We have Lifesaver peppermint, and then Lifesaver fruit flavors, and Jolly Ranchers.
Goodness. Oh, tough. I would take anything.
Okay.
All right. Whatever the other people don't want.
Yeah.
Whatever is usually left over.
You feeling okay?
Mm-hmm.
You feel like a spectacle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Get all
do.
the attention.
All right, last bag's almost finished thawing up and making through. Feeling cozy. Swapping stories of travel and adventure.
Perfect. Thank you.
Almost through it. Yeah. Right.
Keep going. Make it go fast.
All right. Cells are in. 3 out of 3 bags done. Daisy's had a second cup of coffee today, so she is amped up. But it just, I can't shake this feeling of just feeling a little celebratory. It was really nice, like, intimate team, and like both, the cell therapy, specialist, technologist, whatever her term was, and my nurse, like, they're people that, like to travel, worldly, share similar thoughts, to experiences and embracing, life challenges as us. So it was so comfortable and easy to talk, and you didn't feel like you were having to try to fill the space. Yeah, it just, I didn't get to have this feeling the first time. It was more like, cool, we're done, yay, gotta get out of the hospital now. But this time, now there's just, initially when, just getting used to it. Yeah, I think I'm, Daisy's right. I got a little flushed, had a little tickle in the back of my throat, smelled like canned corn. Yeah, it's a good little moment to celebrate.
I'm like a little emotional.
Aw. Go ahead, let it out.
Yeah, I'm a little emotional. Up until the cells were actually in there, there's like a million bazillion things that could possibly go wrong. Like they couldn't grow in the lab, or they'd get lost on the way to the hospital, or they'd go in there and he'd have some kind of reaction and couldn't get all his cells. Like, I don't think people understand how tense the process of waiting for this treatment is. Or maybe you do. If you're going through it, you understand. And all this kicked off because Lee's cancer, it was popping up faster than they could remedy it. Immunotherapy wasn't taking care of it. My glasses are fogging up. Great. I'm so overstimulated. And even waiting for the surgery to get out the tumor, to make the product, to make this drug, we had to wait for that surgery for
that was so
3
exhausting.
months. Maybe that's a good topic for another video. I don't want to get into all that, but waited for 3 months just for the surgery to get the tumor cut out. And then you wait. The tumor goes off to a lab, and you don't really hear much. And you wait for it to, for those T cells to get multiplied. You wait. And eventually they tell you, hey, here is your day that you are going to report to the hospital and come in the hospital. And that's only like, they gave you an estimated date initially. And then when they gave you the date, it was like a week?
Yeah.
A week to get ready. And you're still not convinced that that's going to be your date. You still think something's going to change. You're worried that something's going to pop up in the meantime. And spoiler alert, it might. That he just had a brain tumor pop up while he was waiting for this treatment. So like the whole time you're like, please, like, just let us get to this treatment and get those cells and nothing go wrong. Because there's a million things that could go wrong. But like, when you make it, and you will make it, just that, like,
It's a nice moment to just sit in and feel it.
yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I know Lee holds a lot of stress about this, and so do I, because you're just kind of on pins and needles.
Yeah, my hair had color yesterday.
Yeah, because he's cracking jokes right now is how you know that he's feeling good and optimistic about this, which is good, but I'm just having my little emotional moment. And look, you can laugh and cry in the same breath. That's perfectly fine. When he was getting the infusion, we were all just talking. We didn't talk about everything he's been through or how hard this has been or how hard it's gonna be. We just talked about like places we've traveled and talked to our nurse about places she's going to travel this summer and what she's looking forward to. We talked about restaurants in Amsterdam and where she should go to get the best barbecue ribs in Europe. And that was just nice.
Yeah. Just good to have good quality human connection.
It's just a really
from
nice day.
Otherwise strangers.
Yeah.
You know, in a moment that feels
Heightened
and tense, and initially, when the infusion was starting, you could just feel the tension in the room, and I was feeling it too.
I felt it.
And things got through the first bit, and things started to calm down, and everybody just loosened up, myself included.
I think I had a lot of pre-tension stress that I didn't communicate to Lee, that I was really worried about what nurse he was going to get today.
I knew you had it. You couldn't hide it from me.
And it's not that like it would have been bad. You know what I mean? Like it would have been fine regardless, but sometimes when you have a nurse whose personality doesn't really line up with yours, or they can't really understand you, it doesn't give you that moment of peace. And I think we got that moment of peace today.
We sure did. I'm a dang good nurse.
Yeah, she's going to get a really nice crocheted plant.
She thinks they're really cute.
I know, I got to give one to her. But yeah, I think I'm going to have a hell of a migraine tomorrow, but it's worth it. So if you're feeling like the stress and the tension, like leading up to this day, like you are not alone, man. Like we've felt it, and we weren't saying it a lot. We didn't want to, I think on the surface we were like presenting optimistic and calm, but like in the back of your mind, it's always there. So yeah, just a moment of vulnerability to let you know that like sometimes we seem fine, like we're so relaxed and we know what's going to happen, but like it's always there in the back of our mind.
Next couple days are, I'm sorry, fucking on a lifesaver. Next couple days are gonna be tense for me, I'm sure. I know how tough IL-2 was last time, and I'm trying not to amp myself up too much about it because I know the plan is good. And I'm ready to get going. Get on to the next thing. This chemo hurdle, done. Getting the cells, now it's done. So now we got to build this immune system back up, and this is how we do it. That's what's next.
And this time you have Crispy, so what could possibly go wrong?
That's right. Yeah, my little buddy. Chris P. Duck. All right, so pre-med it up for the first dose of IL-2 here in another 20 minutes or so. I don't remember from last time how these drugs made me feel, but we're doing pre-medication with Demerol to try and get ahead of Rigors. So having it on its own without having to deal with IL-2 in my system at the same time, you feel just a little off, but yeah, doing okay. I have to be, for tonight and through the second dose tomorrow morning, I have to be hooked up to telemetry. So for the moment, I have my lovely umbilical cord that goes over to this box that is not on the IV pole. So I might be very limited in my ability to get around for the next 12 plus hours. Which, that's something that very much frustrates me. I'm somebody that appreciates having the ability to move on my own accord. Daisy says, I still smell like canned corn. I can't smell it. And that's even after a shower. So I guess she still loves me. That's a given. Because I don't know if I would love me if I walked around smelling like corn. But yeah, no issues otherwise. My vitals have all looked good. Everything from here on is going to be a lot more regimented, with at least through the next couple doses of the IL-2. Give me a lot of other medications, Tylenol, strong NSAID to get ahead of any potential symptoms or side effects. But big side effect profile for IL-2. It's an old drug. I feel like I've said that about a dozen times now. But otherwise, let's give it a shot. Hopefully soon.
Leah's feeling pretty relaxed right now. We ordered some Indian takeout around 6 p.m. So he got a nice full belly with some good food that he likes.
I miss that food so much.
Unfortunately, I did not get the thing that I ordered. I somehow ended up with the maximum spiciness level of some goat dish. It wasn't chicken. It wasn't beef. It definitely wasn't lamb. It was not vegetarian. I don't think I like goat. Well, it's okay. He's going to get his first dose of IL-2 in about 15 minutes. And the plan, if he can tolerate it, is to get 6 total doses. Each dose is 12 hours after the other. So he'll have one tonight at 8 p.m. He'll have one tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and then 8 p.m. and so on. The first time he went through this therapy, he got the first dose of IL-2 without issue. And then the second dose, he had extreme rigors. His whole body was shaking violently. So the hope this time is that because he has previous experience and knows how he reacts to IL-2, they have pre-medicated him. I hope that it prevents him from rigoring at all. Lee told me they do not pre-medicate with Demerol. The reason they're doing it with him is because he has documented experience with this and side effects that go along with it. So I guess that's the good thing of having gone through this treatment twice. But yeah, it was a rough ride the first time. Not gonna lie. But we're just gonna see how it goes. Because it's the first dose of DERS. I sound like an Australian. The first DERS. Because this is the first dose of the IL-2, I'm going to stay until he's all good and cozied in for the night just to make sure everything's good. So, yep, late night, early morning, but how you doing back there?
Doing good.
He's doing good. Lee smells like straight up sweet corn. It's uncanny. And you could smell it when he was getting his cells. And then we had left the room to go like walk about a little bit. When we came back into the room, it smelled like someone had been boiling corn in here. It doesn't smell bad at all. Lee is all offended because he thinks that I'm pointing out that he smells bad. It's actually like kind of a pleasant smell. It's like really sweet. And it smells like corn. Like I don't know how else to explain it. So yeah, he smells delicious. Well, the IL-2 is officially started. It's just that little guy right there. That'll do it. He's chilling.
All we can do. Nothing but wait.
Yeah, nothing but wait. I asked him, it's like, I can't remember, like, what do we do if you start rigoring? What do we do? And he's like, send the nurse a message. I was like, what do you mean send them a message? You want me to go on my chart and send It made me laugh. Yeah, send them a message. Yeah, my husband's actively rigoring. Whenever you get to it's fine.
Really had hoped this wasn't going to happen with the first dose. So, I rigored with the first dose of IL-2. I didn't keep track of how long after the dose was hung, I started. But started out, my hands got cold. I just thought, because I had the blanket over me, but my hands were out. I just thought, I was starting to get cold. And then I just started to shiver. And that's how it starts. You just start to shiver, and then you shiver more and more. It gets stronger. So I called for my nurse, and she came. She's so on it. She's just great. And gave me an as-needed dose of Demerol. And it kicked in pretty quick. It's got to be pushed over 3 to 5 minutes by IV. And within the first minute, everything started to calm down. Yeah, it's just tough. Because your whole body is is shivering and locking up. But I already have an old injury kind of in between my right shoulder blade, rhomboid area. So, and I carry a lot of tension there in my back, in my upper back. So adding that all together, I had to be very, very, very purposeful in trying to breathe and calm down. But that sucks. I didn't want that to happen. I hoped it wouldn't, with the pre-medication, but here we are. At least we could treat it. It's just super demotivating. It takes a lot of energy out of you. You just kind of feel drained. And that felt like a baby Rigor compared to what I've had in the past. Just kind of takes a lot out of your mental acuity, like your drive to want to do anything. It just kind of really slows you down. From here on, I know rest is not going to be easy. More vitals checks, Tylenol scheduled every 4 hours around the clock, and indomethacin, which is a strong NSAID, every 8 hours. So that's like next dose, is not too far off. And then 4 a.m. and we'll probably have repeat vitals, so I'm gonna get woken up a lot, which is gonna just sap my energy. But 1 down, 5 more to go. I can do this.